my wife, tested positive for chlamydia. We've been married for roughly 10 years at this point. Things haven't been great the past few years, but we are both actively working on making our relationship better. She springs on me today that she just got word from her doctor that she tested positive for BV, and, more significantly to me, chlamydia. Cue the, "Do you have anything you need to tell me?" I genuinely have never touched another person during our relationship. She says the only two ways she would have gotten it is if I was unfaithful. No, or that she borrowed her friend's sex toy back in December. I have not been tested yet. However, after searching online, I do have symptoms in line with chlamydia. I've been sick lately, so I was just chalking it up to that, but I guess not. She said, the doctor said a BV swab can show a false positive for chlamydia, so she is getting retested in a few days, but after connecting the dots, I would be very surprised if it was a false positive. I desperately want to believe that this is a mistake or because of the sharing of sex toys. Very strange to me. But I'm not female, so IDK. I wish I was more confident, but things have been hit or miss for the past few years as we are working out issues. She has, in the past few months, become increasingly attached to her phone, posting numerous stories on Snapchat per day, messaging people on Snapchat, etc. At this point, I fear I'm just overanalyzing, but I'm not sure where to go, what to do from here. Obviously, I'm hoping for a false positive, but given my symptoms, I don't have much hope there. Is it possible to get it from sharing sex toys? Is that a thing people do? Update. Sorry for not updating or responding. This is a throwaway account, OBS, and it's a bit of a pain for me to go back and forth to answer some questions. This isn't AI WTF? She accused me, asking if I had anything to tell her. She seemed very angry, then suddenly switched to very sorry, then slightly annoyed-ish, and has remained that way so far. I have not made any accusations or reciprocated the question. Yes, I have an appointment to get myself tested tomorrow, so we will see how that goes. No, we have not been in contact with any koalas. Her friend is a female. She at first said it was either you or female friend. I was unhappy with that, as she's joked about girl before, and I did tell her I considered that cheating. She shortly afterwards clarified that she had been drinking and borrowed one of her sex toys. I haven't asked for further details yet. We have always had a great sex life. We have children, cars, house, etc. together. It would be extremely difficult to untangle our lives, not to mention very financially impactful. I guess I am clinging onto the hope that this is somehow not what it very obviously seems to be. It has been years since I've been tested. Never felt the need to, as I'd never been unfaithful, nor had I had any glaringly obvious symptoms. Capture a guy in my girlfriend bed last night. So last night, me and my girlfriend was in a bit of an argument that she initiated, and then, after I just bit my tongue and apologized to her, she completely ignored the apology and went on about something else. The argument was that I didn't feel comfortable with her hanging out with this guy in her room alone, especially after he made some uncomfortable verbal advances to her. She then later the night told me she understood, and she wouldn't have him in her room alone anymore. But when she went MIA for 2 hours, I got a little curious, and something deep inside me kept telling me to go over to her house, like an echoing voice in the back of my head saying, go to her house. So I eventually went over to her house after I got off my second job, and as I pulled in, she texted saying she's been reading a book. I text her regularly like, okay, that's cool. I hope you're enjoying the book. Right after I sent that last text, I walk into her room, and right there I see this guy. We just had this discussion about, laid up in her bed. She tried saying that his ribs were broken and he needed help. But she's not a nurse, nor a doctor. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why would your friends drop him off at your house? Why not take him to the hospital? He could have internal bleeding of something along the lines, so I'm obviously upset, and I'm losing my mind. He starts talking shit to me, and then I end up threatening him. But I didn't hurt anyone. She just kept saying he can't afford the hospital, but I mean, man, you're gonna have to go to the hospital over some broken ribs eventually, lol. So this was all suspicious from the jump, especially after she just told me she wouldn't have this guy in her room alone anymore. She then texted me and said that she knows she fucked up for not telling me, but she wasn't sorry for it. so I broke up with her right then and there. Mind you, she has a habit of lying to me about various things, and each time I've broken up with her for something along the lines, she's crawled back to me begging for me back and practically acting like she's changed. But at this point, I'm so mentally and emotionally exhausted, drained, I don't even want to eat or work. I have only been eating once a day for the last month because the deep depression she's caused me. How do I move on and heal?